Far Cry 5 is an open-world first-person shooter for the PS4, Xbox One and Windows PC set in the US state of Montana.
Go. God will not let them take me.
You don the role of a rookie deputy whose first day on the job has you trying to arrest Joseph Seed, the charismatic leader of a doomsday cult known as the Project at Eden's Gate. Naturally, things don't go as planned and you find yourself leading a resistance against Seed and his army. Unlike Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal, Far Cry 5 has you playing a nameless protagonist. You're quite literally playing an avatar of yourself with various cosmetic choices in terms of skin, hair and clothes. As you're a quiet witness to the game's events, they have all the more impact. You're soaking them in minus any interruptions or monologue from the character you play. While you may feel robbed of an origin, or even simply the wisecracks your character would make in past games, going with a silent hero turns Far Cry 5 into a very different experience. It allows for the game's varied cast room to shine. Past entries had you uncovering vast swaths of territory to explore by climbing and activating radio towers. You won't have to do that here. Exploring the world of Montana has a lot more freedom. Each region is controlled by one of Seed's henchmen, or heralds as they're known, and you're free to tackle them as you see fit. In order to do so, you'll rescue members of the local resistance, bring down shrines and silos put up by the cult, reclaim outposts, and inevitably duke it out with each herald yourself. All of the aforementioned actions and story missions earn you resistance points. With enough of them, you'll earn an audience with the herald at regular intervals to give you an idea of what you're up against. Along the way, you lose all manner of explosives, guns, and vehicles to wage war. While you are rewarded for using stealthier means to get the job done, it's more entertaining to call in an airstrike with the game's gun-for-hire system. While present in past games, it's more meaningful this time around due to the larger, organized nature of the foes you're up against. You'll end up leaning on them to aid you in tougher encounters, such as squaring off against enemy fighter planes or helicopters. This results in a game that feels more natural as every outpost won, every silo blown up and every resistance member rescued goes towards taking you forward. It extends to your own abilities or perks. Kill enough enemies with a specific weapon, call in a certain number of airstrikes, or just strangling an opponent to death earns you points that can be used to increase your health, carry more weapons, or even stay underwater longer. Far Cry 5's meaningful sense of progression is backed up by fun moment-to-moment gameplay. Guns feel responsive with an adequate amount of heft and weight that we've seen in past games, while driving is a tighter experience. It doesn't hold back in terms of toys at your disposal, granting you access to everything from bows and arrows to rocket launchers, and even a gaudy armored truck with guns called the Death Wish at a steady clip. The game's arsenal is one of the more generous ones in recent years. All these features go a long way in keeping Far Cry 5 interesting. Granted, Ubisoft has waxed eloquent on how its choice of setting is still exotic, but the familiar looking forests, farms and enemy encampments would wear thin if not for the creative ways you have to turn them into smouldering flames. Coupled with this being the lushest, most visually arresting locale we've seen, staves off any sense of boredom. On that note, Far Cry 5 looks absolutely gorgeous on the Xbox One X. From water reflections to expansive grasslands and even detailed character models, it's a visual treat. Though it does suffer from one of the oldest issues plaguing open world games. Veer too far off the map and you'll respawn, breaking any immersion. And considering that Far Cry 5 is in first person, its microtransactions, while cosmetic, seem a bit redundant. Reason being, other than weapon and vehicle skins, those that give you a different look are wasted as you can't see them. In addition to this, Far Cry Arcade, which lets you create your own custom missions, is clunky to use with a controller. It tries to streamline the process with radial menus, allowing you to choose between laying down different landscapes, but it's far from intuitive to use. While we're yet to check it out on PC, chances are that it would be the way to go given the flexibility of the keyboard and mouse that are better suited for such tasks. These issues aside, Far Cry 5 is a welcome entry in a series that's been consistently entertaining over the years. The campaign is filled with memorable characters, robust progression, and action galore, making it a treat to play. Thanks for watching this video, and for all things gaming, stay tuned to Gadgets360.com.